In today's video, I'm going to be playing Critical Tower Defense for 1 hour straight. Let's get right into it. Alrighty, hello, and welcome back or welcome to the Shotis official YouTube channel. Recently, I got banned on Roblox for an entire week, which meant that I have had to use an alt account to continue experiencing the platform. Unfortunately, this means that I have also had to regain some progress lost in CTD. To do so, I figure that there is nothing better than making a classic 1 hour video over the game. So, in today's video, I'm going to be playing Critical Tower Defense for 1 hour non-stop. Currently, it's 1:41 AM, and to get things moving, I'm going to go ahead and just hop right in to a solo match with Gunner, Snowman, and Grenadier. Okay, I'm now into this first match, and since I'm writing this script after the footage has been recorded, I can definitely tell you that I really did not do very well here. Immediately, I started off a bit stressed from not having seen this map before, which meant that I didn't have very much time to analyze and choose a good spot for my towers to go. So, I decided to start off with the strategy that I've also never tried before, 2 Grenadiers. I figured that this would be a good starting strat, since Grenadiers do a large amount of damage for the cost. As you can see, the Grenadier strategy was working fairly well. I decided to go ahead and place down a Snowman and Gunner to help do extra damage to the higher health dummies. Unfortunately, the Dummy Mancer is where I met my end for this first attempt during my 1 hour run. So, after seeing that spectacular defeat, I was really motivated to do better in my next run. So, I equipped my freshly unlocked miner and hopped into another solo match, this time on the Skyland skirmish map. This time, I decided to choose an entirely different starting strategy than what was basically spamming Grenadiers. I started off with a miner, and then placed down a Grenadier. After that, I slowly upgraded the 2 towers and then placed down a Gunner. Oh lordy, the Dummy Mancer is back, and it seems to be seeking to end me once again. Thankfully, I was able to act quickly and took advantage of my extra income from miners in order to spam Gunners and finish off that rogue Dummy Mancer. Now here I am frantically trying to kill off this slow boss, which has an absurd 1000 health. Unfortunately, I was not able to kill it, and therefore it killed me. Moving on to my third attempt during the 1 hour run. For this run, I equipped my freshly unlocked Thief Tower, which I haven't really had much experience with, which is probably going to bite me in the rear end towards the end of this run. Anyways, after my previous run defeating the Dummy Mancer, spirits were high. I started off with another miner and placed down a grenadier. However, by the time I placed down my first gunner, I realized that the UI on the top of my screen was not functional. That sucks. Regardless, I soldiered on through this run hopeful to defeat the slow boss. Sadly, because the health bar was not working, I had no idea that the first boss would actually end up being my last. This definitely made me feel like a total noob. Amazingly, for my fourth run during my hour-long CTD adventure, I got the same exact map as the third run, Abandoned Laboratory. And, based on that terrible previous performance, I was extremely worried about how I would do for this run. So, in order to not get a repeat result, I decided to switch things up by using my newly unlocked Thief Tower as a starter. For the first few waves, Thief actually worked extremely well at defeating the low health dummies. Unfortunately, it really started to struggle with higher health dummies, so I placed a couple of towers, including another thief, to help deal with the issue. Oh! That darn dummy mancer got the best of me again! This was almost certainly due to the fact that Thief is just really a support tower, meant to give you money every time it slashes an enemy, so it's basically a farm, and it's not really meant to be used as a primary tower. Alrighty, it's now time for my fifth and final match during my 1 hour of playing CTD non-stop. I can tell you guys that this was by far my absolute best match, and my main tower was actually Archer, which I think is pretty crazy given how far I got. I started off this run with an Archer placed inside of a ring where dummies would go, hopefully allowing it to take full advantage of its range. Sadly, during this final run, my top UI was once again broken, so I decided to report it to the developer on Discord so that the issue could be taken care of. By wave 6 or so, dummies were coming through quickly, which easily began to overwhelm my single Archer. So I placed down 2 more to get a spam-like effect and continued on with the match. The first dummy boss died without much issue, but because the dummy mancer spawns a lot of dummies, I was deeply concerned that it might spell the end for my archers. Amazingly though, the dummy mancer perished without much hassle. Now it was time for the 1000 health slow boss, and I was honestly extremely worried that it might get through my archer defense. So, I placed down a gunner, and, just like with Dummymancer, the slow boss perished easily. After defeating the slow boss, I presumed that the shadow boss would be even easier due to a much lower health. However, the greatly increased speed spelled my demise and promptly ended my 5th run for the 1-hour CTD marathon. Well, looks like that's a wrap for my 1-hour CTD extravaganza. During this time, I actually learned a lot, including ways to play Thief, why Grenadier isn't a good starting tower sometimes, and that Archer is surprisingly powerful during the start of the game. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, please do make sure to like and to subscribe. Don't forget to use code Shotis at RedDragonShop.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.